Do you struggle to keep your concentration at work, or especially when you're working from home? I'm going to give you 5 more proven tips to help you keep your mind on work and be so much more productive. This is Productivity ACE. Let's get it done. I'd hate to think what the average percentage of a working day is spent being productive. I know when I'm having a distracted day, that percentage can be frighteningly low. And when I'm having a good day, well, it feels totally different. I feel like I'm in the zone and I smash out tasks all over the place. Check part 1 of this video series for 5 tips for how you can concentrate working at home. It's linked right up there, or there. It takes loads of effort to squash all of those distractions that you find to allow your brain to concentrate on the work you want to do. And willpower, while it goes somewhere, isn't the main catalyst to productivity while working. Your environment has got so much to do with it. That's why it's miles easier to concentrate when you're in the office than at home. So here are another 5 tips that will be guaranteed to help you concentrate more while working at home. And at the end, I've got a bonus tip, so hang around for that. Remember, this is part 2 of this series, so do check out the first part as well. And if at any point you think, oh, that's a good tip, then hit that like button for me, because that tells YouTube that I've done something right, and that's all good. Separate work and home. At home, you've got a ton of distractions, and some of those distractions will need to be factored into your day. There'll be stuff that can't be ignored. For example, if you're having to homeschool your children, well, obviously you can't ignore that. And that has to be built into your workday just like any other task. Or feeding your pets. It's got to be done and to be enjoyed. But there are things that you need to or should try to ignore, as they fall firmly into the scope of home life, not work life. That tiny 5-minute DIY job in the spare room, sorting out the trash, doing the laundry, having a cheeky game on the Xbox, cleaning the fridge, or hanging that painting that you've been meaning to do for a while. Yes, they all need to be done. They don't need to be done right now. And there are a ton of these other jobs that you can burn 10 minutes here and there on, but try your best to save them for outside your work hours. There's a clear delineation between work and home tasks, so make sure that those tasks stay in their own lanes, or you'll really interrupt your concentration during the workday. Like people say, you shouldn't be doing work in home time, you shouldn't be doing home stuff in work time. This is one of the most difficult aspects of working at home, so many new distractions that you're isolated from when you're in the protection of an office environment. Don't context switch. Context switching is one of the biggest productivity killers. Flipping between tasks and not concentrating fully on the task in hand is a real problem, and it's made a lot worse by the constant notifications and pop-ups that just disrupt your day. A good way to avoid the likelihood of context switching is to turn off as many notifications as you can. Part 1 of this video mentioned leaving your phone in another room, and that's very effective. But do also turn off as many pop-ups as you can. That new email notification pop-up that pops up all the time is one you should certainly disable. The fewer notifications you've got going on, the less likely you'll be to flip-flop between tasks, and you'll have greater focus on the task you're actually trying to accomplish. Chop up your tasks. A lot of productivity deals with the science of how humans perceive that they're making progress. Every time we tick off a work item or move something to the completed bucket, we get a little shot of dopamine as a nice reward feeling. The longer we go without that shot, the less productive we feel. So how do you maximize that reward hit? Well, a good way to achieve this is to take your larger tasks, the work items that might take a few hours, and chop them up into smaller, more manageable chunks. Then assign each chunk to a particular hour of the day. And as you progress through the day, you'll be ticking off those work chunks one by one, getting your little dopamine hit, getting your little reward with the prize of a little achievement, and each one takes you closer to the final reward of completing that main task. If you take the task as one big block, you won't get your little reward hits as you progress through it. It's a simple yet highly effective way of enhancing that feeling of being productive. You're actually getting the same amount done, but you're enjoying it a lot more. Now and next. An important part of being productive at home is the skill of planning the work that you're going to do throughout the day. For each time block, typically 1 hour or 25 minutes or so if you're using the Pomodoro technique that we mentioned in part 1 of this video, then understand exactly what it is you want to work on for that time. Don't be vague, plan ahead and be sure of the task or the subtask that you're going to be working on in this time period. And then apply the same definition to the next time period that's coming up. If you're absolutely sure what you're going to be working on now and in the next block, then you'll minimize that time spent thinking about what it is you should be working on, which is a time that's ripe for the danger of being distracted by something else. When you're deciding what it is you should be doing next, it's a prime time for distraction. If you can even block out time in your calendar a day or two in advance, well, that gives you fully planned out time periods that you know what you'll be working on. This seriously increases your efficiency and it reduces the mental load needed to actually manage the work you're doing throughout the day. You can seamlessly transition from task to task to task without the mental pain. Treat yourself. This is more on that human need for reward as a prime motivator for getting things done. Fun tip is to set yourself a particular reward for a successful completion of a task. For example, you might say that if and only if I manage to get the next 3 time blocks completed without any distraction, then I'll let myself have that snack bar that's hiding in the cupboard. Even simple rewards like that can add a little fun and variety into your day, and at the same time can keep you on track with productivity. And the bonus tip, pretend you're going to the office. Try as much to keep that office feeling. That means starting work at roughly the same time as you would normally. Make sure you get showered and dressed properly. You'll be amazed at the amount of people that don't. Have breakfast. Try and keep some form of morning routine. And when you sit down to start work, make sure that's the real start of your work and that you've done any of the other tasks that might distract you. You don't want to be taken away from the actual start of your day. We all have to construct a new routine for ourselves in this work from home world, and it's likely to continue for some time. But humans respond well to routine. So the more you can create something that works for you, the more productive you'll be. And if you've enjoyed this video and you want more, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification, all of that business. And if you got this far in this video and enjoyed it so far, well, I really think you'll be interested in these videos up here as well. I'm going to go over there now. I'll see you over there.